Welcome back everyone. You're watching the training week from July 1st and it was a really exciting week for me. So weekly highlights were a double pike Arabian, which I kind of did I guess without much planning, and I managed to build up to my first peach one by Healy post surgery. Of course Healy and just onto the red Healy mat, which I usually land on. So learn to tuck was one of the focuses. I did another shot at the double twist punch double front on the Tuesday, so it was a pretty funny one, slightly on the dangerous side. And there, as my twisties attacked me for the millionth time, so I decided after that you know, I stuck to my plan. I wanted to send that double twist double front by the end of June. I still haven't gone back and checked what I actually said, whether I said the goal was to land it by the end of June or just to throw it on the floor. But nevertheless, I'm happy that I even gave it a try on literally my last training day in June. So I'm not gonna push it because, you know, I'm not too prepared for it on the floor. What I decided is I need more reps where I'm feeling how to tuck deeply. I think my core has gotten a bit weaker after these last 7 months, and to be honest, I haven't been doing much work on my core at all. So that could be one reason why it was hard for me to snap into the tuck after the double twist and grab a nice firm hold of my knees. So for that reason, I decided I'm going to spend a week or two just drilling that double twist double front on the air track. And the difference between the double twist double front and the double twist punch layout is only 0.3. So it's not a massive difference for a lot of extra risk, but at this stage it's not even about start value or difficulty anymore. It's about kind of expanding my repertoire, expanding my gymnastics sense, learning, you know, and growing, because, you know, how many years do I have left to grow in this sport? Probably not that many. You know, it's probably going to start feeling like more and more difficult from here on out. But yeah, so we'll see how it progresses. This double back full of P-bar theme of P-bar these days. I've been developing the peaches slowly but surely, but the double back fulls, since you know, swinging upwards in front doesn't hurt too bad these days, I've been doing a lot of reps. And we had an interesting situation the other day. Our Sam came in and I saw him in the corner of my eye do a double back full of P-bar. So after I went to talk to him about it. Turns out Sam turns away from the bar as well, and he does it quite easy. So Sam showed me his archives, and I'd completely forgotten, but he's done that dismount like 4 or 5 years ago or something, like right in front of me with me filming, and I couldn't remember. So all along there was a dismount that twisted away right in my face, right next to me, and I had no idea. So that was a nice little discovery. Now I might actually get that clip off Sam and break it down, do a little bit more studying. So I started doing some of these hops from a Healy swing to start priming myself for Gatson from the Healy, and it's something I had done as a I mean, not a teenager. I was in my later teen years, probably around 17 years old or so, and I didn't do many. I got to the point where I was doing Gatson relatively consistently from a swing, but connecting it from Healy, you know, I might have made it around 3 times, I want to say. If you search my name on YouTube, there'll be this long video. If you search Misha Kudanov Gymnastics, there'll be a long, like 10-minute or so video, and in that video is a couple of the Healy Gatsons that I made. So that was about 15 years ago. So I don't know how much muscle memory is left after 15 years, but hey, if I did it in Hawaii on that metal bar, there must have been some muscle memory left. And as I promised last week, you'll see me doing those back giants with a little bit tidier form. letting myself pull a little bit more through the shoulder. So the difficulty for me in stoop half is coming out straight. It's really hard to finish the stoop half nice and square. You can always kind of send it early. You know what, before I talk about the stoop half, let's watch this funny fail. Overcooked that double twist, and I think this one I send. There's no more rollouts in the code, fam. What am I doing? So if you watch that left leg, it's pretty much in a layout position. I completely slipped out, and then that was a better punch. Probably could have gone for that, but I was a bit freaked out from the previous turn. So on this day also, I put the dowel pike on the floor, and it wasn't too bad, but I was a bit disappointed with myself on the landings. Like, what was that? I'm like folding in half on the landing, shaking it out. So what was I talking about? The stoop halves. Stoop half, yeah, the tricky part in the stoop half is going and staying straight at the end. So you can go like early and send it towards handstand relatively easily, but in most people's case, I found the earlier you go, the more sideways you end up going. And one of the reasons why the legs come apart is to balance that sidewaysness. So I have a feeling that most of the direction is probably going to come from the power. If you have more upwards momentum, then you're going to be skewing off to the side less. And another trick I know is that you got to hold that, you got to kind of stoop up into a quarter and not rush to do the entire half turn all in one swoop. That seems to help with squaring it up at the top as well. So yeah, I'm going to study that stoop half a bit more. Hopping the Gatson, getting my left arm in under grip. Looking a bit cleaner than last week, a bit more confident, except on that. Double back full. So one thing we noticed that Sam did, Sam leaned back a lot more than I did. And funny enough, we had a comment the other training week from Sahil. Sahil, big hello to you. I used to coach Sahil back in America for a couple of years. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that Sahil is around. And Sahil told him that Akash Modi, one of the masters of the double back full, also said to just lean back a lot. So I'm going to give it a try from here on out, see if I can let myself lean back a little bit more in the dismount. And Akash also, there's a video somewhere of him doing a double-double into the pit, which is just complete insanity. I tried to look for it, but I couldn't find it. So here we have the T's, I's and Y's with the 6 kgs. You might remember this was like my post-surgery goal, to get the T's, I's and Y's with a 6 kg weight. And I estimated that once I get up to 6 kgs, I'll be able to start doing peaches and other skills. So I estimated pretty right. I ended up taking it to about I think 4 or 5 kgs before I started doing peaches. So 6 kgs, that's the only time I've done it. It's not something I'm going to do every day, but just kind of try and cycle it around a bit. Mock stoop full Wallstrom drill coming along, just a little bit messy in the legs. And these were my first flick flacks on a hard-ish surface. When I'm doing it on the tumble track, I don't have to put too much pressure into the track, but on the air track it's a lot more firm, so there's definitely quite a lot of pressure. And so I was reading the code of points, and I noticed that double pike Arabian got upgraded back to an E like it used to be. And interestingly, full and pike out got upgraded to an E as well. So it's almost like we're going to see a lot more of the skills you see in WAG on the men's floor, like that double pike dismount, the full and pike out for an E. I'm sure people are going to get on that boat. The thing with the full and pike out and the that Kolivanov skill where you're doing a double twist pike out. It's pretty hard to keep your legs together on the back pike. Your legs kind of want to split. It's hard to keep it even because of course you're wrapping into the twist and then all of a sudden you have to stop the twist and flip. It's a tricky thing to do. But I was debating, you know, maybe a double pike Arabian would be easier than a double front pike. And I ended up throwing one on the floor on Saturday, so you'll see that in a bit. And truth be told, flick flacks definitely get the shoulder. I've done some more again this week and my shoulder's like very obviously flared up from it, so I'm gonna probably do what I've done with the Gaylord and just keep it on the side for now, not work it too much, and wait till my inflammation's a bit better. Right, I've lost track of what day it is. I think this is like a Thursday or Friday. But man, this is a fun week. What I'm noticing though, like every single time I have a good week, the following week is really bad. It's like I do a lot one week, shoulder flares up, and the following week is quite tough. So, you know, again, just trying to find that middle ground, the right amount of training, the right skill selection. Some skills hurt more than others. Yeah. What are we sitting at now? It's a long one today. I think it's like a 16-minute video. And I don't have 16 minutes of things to say. But I think I threw another Gaylord. So this would have been my third session since surgery doing Gaylord. I just did one and brushed the pad with my fingertips. There you go. And the open up looks pretty nice as well. So here's day one, trying double twist, double front off the air track, and it went pretty good. I ended up standing one up to my feet. There you go, happy chappy. Got to that tuck pretty well. So yeah, so I think if I get more reps here, build a bit of confidence getting into that tuck, might actually be something that I can get more or less stable on the floor. There you go, nice legs together one. Still a bit, you'll see me veering off to my, what is that? It's my right or my left if we're taking the direction from when the stoop is done. Double Arabian, and I tried a couple pikes. First one was a little tucky, and the second one was almost there, still tucking a little bit early, but hey, for first try I'll take that. I was pretty excited. The hard part with the double Arabians is getting into a deep pike. It's quite difficult. So when you're doing like double layouts and you know doubles, you can whip the hips quite a lot, but if you whip the hips too much in a double Arabian, it makes it really hard to get into a pike. So you kind of want to take off a lot more tighter, and then it's a bit easier to get the pike. Alright, so here comes the first Peach 1 Healy, and I was really happy with the Peach 1. Like, that thing flew up pretty well. Healy was a bit of a mess, and you'll see I only did one. So all this big stuff, I'm just doing one, because you know, if the shoulder's flaring up and then I have to take like a week or something off, then that's probably a good indication that I'm pushing the boundary a bit too much. And a little bit of Gatson work to finish. So it's 7 months and almost 7.5 months now. So Doc said 1 year to be at like well, 1 year was an estimation, you know, you never know, but 1 year to be at full capacity. And I'm wondering like how things are gonna feel. Like, is it ever going to get to the point where it's kind of pain-free, or is it always going to be, some pain involved? I bet, in the winter it's going to be worse when things are a bit cold. In the summer it's probably going to feel a bit better. So we'll see how things develop. But as long as I can do high bar releases again, like that's what I'm after. That's what I miss the most. So world clips of the week. Sergei Karkov. So this is a guy that you want to check out. You've probably seen the clips circulating of him doing Kovacs, straddle catch-up, pike catch-up, gainer all connected. This is a different routine from a world championship final in the early 90s, I think. And man, this guy's feel for high bars is unreal. You should look him up and take a look at his other stuff. He did like Stoop half Kovacs in the late 90s. I didn't even know people were doing that connection back then. And he's pretty skilled with the other apparatus as well. So there you go. I heard actually, it might have been a comment somewhere, but he competed in the Bundesliga into his 60s. If someone could verify that, like, because that's just unreal. If he's going into his 60s, it's only halfway there for me, fam. Thanks for watching. All the best. Till next time.